Imagine you not having faith that this team could get it done all year, that they weren't going to reach down with the guts to get it done all year.
Dude, get ready to get 2 picks. I don't know what to tell you. They're not making the playoffs. They might be in the play-in. They're not making the playoffs. No way. They're not winning 2 games. Imagine them having to win 2 games. They can't win 1. You think they're going to go into a stretch where they got to win 2 games in a week? The way they're playing right now? Talk about a fantasy. I might as well have a unicorn right in here right now.
Well, saddle me up and call me a heat jockey. It's time to ride into the postseason, ladies and gents. There is nobody who dominates the play-in quite like your Miami Heat. And today, you never know who the hero is going to be. Sometimes it's Max Strus, but today, that cape goes to one Davion motherfucking Mitchell. What a performance by off night. It was his on night. He had everything working, and he took the Miami Heat over in overtime and took them to the finish line. The Miami Heat moving on to the postseason. This has been a hellacious season. And I got to be honest with you, I thought there for a second we were going to end on a Trae Young buzzer beater because that's just kind of the feeling it feels like this season was going to have. I was like, oh my God, this is how it's going to roll. And when he went for the tie, I was pretty stunned. I got to be honest with you. I was like, I figured he was going to go for the win at home. Ice tray, that's the thing. Well, I guess not. Tyler Herro goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. I'm like, I'm like in the bag. Tyler Herro's going to the free throw line. They're going to be up 3. We're going to be good. Let's take this puppy home. And he actually misses one of them. I'm like, no, but you hit every shot. You were so clutch all fourth quarter. What are we doing? And it's fine. It was fine. He comes out in overtime. Boom, boom, boom. Sets the pace. And then Davion Mitchell, he said, let's just send this puppy to Cleveland. You guys wanted DaVon Mitchell. You got a better D Mitchell. You got Davion Mitchell. Supermax this man. Respectfully. John Morant, respectfully. Damian Lillard, respectfully. Trae Young, respectfully. To whatever this offseason is, I got my motherfucking point guard. This guy is an absolute dog. Now, let me just say, just everything that he did tonight, incredible how good he was. He just brought the tenacity and stones on these shots from Davion Mitchell. Wow! Woo! Little bottle for a tiny playing celebration. Because let's be real. I mean, it is, we can't get too hog wild. We got a lot of work ahead of us, all right? We gotta have some fun, ladies and gentlemen. We got to go in there, and we got to let everybody know. We got to come in with a haymaker for these rusty Cavs sitting on their couches for the last week. Come in there, snatch home court. That is the plan, ladies and gentlemen. Let us walk into the weekend. We're sitting here, Easter weekend, and the Miami Heat could be risen. What a performance, man. Listen, my cheeks were so squeaky from this game. I'm not going to sit here and act like I had a lot of calmness going through my body. I don't want to say I didn't have belief, because it's not like I ever thought the Heat were going to, well, that's a lie. When Dyson Daniels had the steal and then the slam by Okongwu, I really was like, oh, this could be unraveling. But it was a funny thing in the second half, because typical like the Chicago Bulls game, Miami dominated the first half of this game, had everything working for him. Atlanta just couldn't get anything to drop. I didn't feel like super comfortable because it was only, a 9-point game, and Atlanta was shooting, man, they were shooting 37% from the field, 5 of 21 from downtown. And I'm like, we're only up 9 in this game. It was a little bit, it wasn't, I really was one of these games where I didn't ever feel cocky. Like the Bulls game, I felt cocky in the middle of it. I'm like, they got this, okay? Yes, there were the anxious moments. This one, I was just like, it's just a little too much. But so many guys tonight, I really believe one of the true, full, all-around team wins tonight by the Miami Heat, because I feel like I could look up and down this box score and you could just think of a big moment that everybody who played had, even to Kyle Anderson, who when things were real rickety there in the third quarter, Kyle Anderson hits just two wild end of shot clock threes. Well, one of them was actually toe on the line, Caleb Martin special. But I was like, whew, what the hell is going on here? I was furious the entire fourth quarter because I'm like, where the hell is Kel'el Ware? Kel'el Ware tonight, I mean, like, have you ever seen somebody rewarded for a 6 for 6, 12 points, plus 7, 8 rebounds, and suppose just like 21 minutes is enough for that guy tonight. I'm going 6'5" guys. Bam was, I mean, so good defensively today. Just an absolute monster tonight. Monster doing everything defensively. He was flying all over the place. But I was just like, Spo, like, no wanting to put the young fella out there, the young Kryptonian, and see what he's got going. Bam was all over the place tonight defensively. Just block after block. I think he finished with 5 on the night tonight. He was just an absolute monster. 5 blocks for Bam Adebayo. Had a huge chase down one, which Tyler Herro, I mean, who had everything going. Like, it was crazy tonight because it felt like Tyler Herro, all the difficult ones he was hitting, and some of the easy ones, he was just like leaving meat on the bone. Like, he had layups that he was blowing and smoking. He had the free throw late that he was missing. He was making life hard on himself tonight, man. It was crazy. But it was a raucous back and forth in this fourth quarter. A very even third quarter. Even go to like Quinn Snyder in the midst of the game, and they're like, "We're outworking him," and I was like, I think he's kind of right. Like, they came out with just a different defensive tenacity, and you're like, "Sheesh, man, Miami!" Like, all of a sudden the Hawks are gonna lock you down. That's how it's gonna go. And Miami just didn't have a ton going for it smooth. Like, they had some to their credit, they had some incredible plays in that third quarter. One of them was Kel'el Ware, perfect tonight. Got an alley-oop from Bam Adebayo. Bam threw this over Dyson Daniels and Gay. Had a double team over him. Throws this beautiful lob to Kel'el Ware, his second of the night. And it was a great 6-0 run to respond after the Hawks had cut the Miami's lead down to 3. Mind you, they were up 9 from halftime. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know why Kel'el didn't get the minutes there. I don't want to about it too much because, they won. But like, he had like a chase down block. Davion Mitchell and him like had this moment where Davion Mitchell was like right on LeVert, slowing him up, like, and boom, there was Kel'el for the chase down, and Mitchell comes the other end, and he draws the foul. God, Davion Mitchell was so you could supermax him now, Riley. Like, get him on the negotiation table right now. I'm ready to supermax Davion Mitchell. He was so friggin' good today. He was so good. It was crazy. And then there was this awesome play, Haywood Highsmith, and this was kind of the reason why Ware didn't play, and a big reason why was Haywood Highsmith. Haywood Highsmith, first half, I would argue he was the MVP of the game. He was incredible in the first half. Spo, and Spo will, if he has a good Haywood game, he will ride that puppy to the studs. Like, he's like, no, I'm not. If I have a good Haywood game where I can trust him, and he's giving me those extra efforts and those steals, when he just has those quick hands and can cause havoc and disruption, he likes to ride that. And especially in big atmospheres. I mean, Haywood has been in a lot of big games, and Kel'el hasn't. And so that's, I think, where the trust comes from. I don't really think it's an indictment on Kel'el. I think that he did a lot of good things tonight. But my guess is to give Spo, to probably answer Spo. I'm not listening to his press conference right now. But my guess would be it's just because Haywood was so good. He had this one where he just rips it right from Karis LeVert. And Herro, is ISO, swings it to Mitchell, who swings it to Haywood Highsmith, who blows by Dyson Daniels for a bucket, puts Miami up 10. He was just so damn good, man. He really, really was. So Miami ends up in a game where they got a lot of ferocity from Atlanta. They push back and keep it a 9-point lead. So I thought that was very impressive from them. But man, you just knew, you had this feeling because of how the Hawks were playing, the way that building was rocking. Look, it's going to be prone for squeaky cheeks. It is. And Trae Young got going with some big step backs. They were moving the ball better. They just felt like they were just in a better flow than Miami. But, I got to say, all of the failures that the fourth quarter has brought this year for Miami, I thought they played pretty solid, taking those punches back, and knowing that that you're gonna step into a place where they're gonna do everything they can to slow you guys up. And Miami did get outscored in the fourth quarter to even things up. But you were talking like real small things of missed free throws and whatnot, and then they got to overtime, and it wasn't even friggin' close. It was all taken over by Davion Mitchell, and I feel good for these guys, man. I really, really do. This was one of those games where, like, if it would be almost too cruel for the Heat if the season ended like with a loss today, because they did fight tooth and nail, and it did come down to the wire, and there's been so many games that have gone the other way for them this year. So many games. I mean, the worst fourth quarter team you've ever seen in your life. And today still wasn't great. They were a -9, to be fair. But for these guys to get in there, I'm just happy for them that this doesn't go to hey, Jimmy left, you're out of the playoffs. Enjoy that. Think about it all summer. Now you get to go in there for a 1-8 against Cleveland, who, they've got 1-2 against. I think their win was with Jimmy, but the last one that they played, we'll get more into a breakdown, but like off the top of my head, I mean, that was one of those classic, like, hey, Miami played a really good game against that Cleveland Cavaliers team, and it kind of unraveled for them late. Yeah, that was the one where like Duncan hit a 3 and they called him out of bounds, and it was a close affair. Bam had one of his best games of the season, and I'm really just curious about this matchup because I do think that Cleveland's obviously been amazing this year, but I do think that one of the things that's been noticeable in Miami, they just got they do have this good mix now of vets with their guys in their prime who can mix in, ton of guys with experience. Like, I don't think Miami's going to be shook going into Cleveland. I really, really don't. And I think that I do think Miami is ripe to go and steal one of these first two. This is going to be as big an obstacle as they've ever had, just like it was when they took on the Bucks and you needed, Jimmy to go like super nova on them to win those games. And something broke their way because, yes, Giannis did get, banged up in that series too. But this is the playoffs, man. Weird can happen. And I'm just happy that Miami, after turning things around off that losing streak, like I was Tankville when it was the 10-game losing streak. I'm like, all right, let's just put this out of our misery. But when Miami comes back with a 6-game win streak and gets themselves in just better position, and then they have the tough loss in Chicago where they lose Pella before the game, strangely, and neither Pella nor Jovic played today. Spo was definitely going. The only young guy he really gave juice to tonight was Ware, and barely. But I think this is going to be one of those nights. Now, look, Kalel could get to the playoffs and the eyes could be too bright and it could be tough for their twin towers. Obviously, Bam loves going against guys who are Defensive Player of the Year candidates. See today against Dyson Daniels where he blocked the shit out of his shot. And you're like, yep, that's a typical one for him. But Tyler Herro, dude, this is what Tyler's been playing for all friggin' year. Not only to have Tyler Herro for this year, right? He plays 77 games after getting called fragile by Pat Riley. He makes the All-Star team. Games where, we've talked about the infamous Ja Trey quote from years ago, right? Today, beats Ja in his building for a play-in game, to advance to the playoffs. So it's like it's not so crazy now for him to say these stuff. I just dropped my rum on my pants. I'm obviously too fired up for this. There was a little bit left. Is there any left? Wee bit. Well, I smell like a celebration tonight. So, he gets that win tonight. It's just a big one. I'm happy that he gets a chance like this. And look, to add a little bit of drama for Tyler Herro going into this playoff series against DaVon Mitchell, the man who is also plenty of Heat fans guilty, wanted him traded to Utah for, because they wanted Spida here. Now he's got the chance to go up against DaVon Mitchell. And you got a guy in Davion Mitchell wearing the same number going up against a backcourt of him and Darius Garland. This is going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun for him. It's going to be fun for the young guys. I think you get a Bam against Mobley. And let's be honest about this Max Strus, right? Like, ironically, he's the first guy to go to Cleveland. He left Miami, went to Cleveland, and became Hollywood, right? I mean, that long hair that he has, he looks like an asshole. I mean, I'm just going to be, love the guy. Handsome devil, but he's got like bachelorettes in his DMs and people fawning over him on podcasts, and he's got $70 million in the bank now, and look at that fucking hair of his. It's just it's too much. Who is that Max Strus? I don't know that fucking guy. Like that's not undrafted Strus juice. The man who sent the Heat in a play-in win to the playoffs. I can't root for him anymore when you got hair like that. It's too much. It's too much. You've changed, Max Strus. You've changed. It's tough. But no, it's like that they're obviously a loaded squad. There's not a lot of weaknesses over there. Shooting, size, playmaking ability. Building's going to be rocking. This is good for the Heat, man. People were like, hey, do you want the 2 first-round picks, or do you want to get this over? If you were going to dump it and you were going to have a legit shot at the lottery and big things in the top 4, okay, I'll hear you. Let's go. Miami's now got an asset in the bank with the Warriors pick. They don't got to worry about they don't have to be hung out to dry on protections. And honestly, I think it gives you a little bit more leeway on risk. If you want to go big picture, it gives you more leeway on the risk to take. Like, you want to invest, you want to go after an older superstar, fine. You want to go after a guy with some baggage, fine, because it doesn't feel like it would blow up in your face, and now you're not in the lottery for unprotected picks. I think Miami's in a safer spot and still in a good place to make moves. But also, now you're going to have a better gauge of what moves you need to make. If you don't, to see how far can they go? What do they need to beat the best team in the East? What do they need to go further in the playoffs? What does Tyler need? What does Bam need? How much further does Kalel have to go? Is Niko Jovic a player for you? Is Pelle Larsson ready for the stage? Is Davion Mitchell? How much money is this guy going to friggin' earn with how damn good he is at basketball? Man, honestly, Pitbull, there's a new Pitbull in town, dude. All right? Davion Mitchell, this man oozes Heat culture. He personifies Heat culture. A lot of people talking a lot of shit about Heat culture recently, right? A lot of people talking shit about Heat culture, and I am not fond of it. This man embodies it. Just takes over the game, but not only just with big shots, drawing offensive fouls. Every single time we'll fight through a screen and get a guy to go too hard on, boom, that's a foul. He misses the 3 in overtime. Dude, in overtime. Misses the 3, gets his own rebound, flying all over the place. They whip that puppy around right to him, 3-ball again. You got to be kidding me with this. With how much energy and effort this dude, the tenacity that he brought, I really it was great. But like everybody today's even Duncan in his less, like I recall like picking the ball up off the deck and getting an and one. Those moments were huge for Miami. Andrew Wiggins came out firing in a big way, did a great job, and then had like some and like that last shot, like no prayer on that 1.3 seconds left where he gives him the turnaround jumper. I really thought that he should have gone. Like again, I was like, that's the play that we have with 1-3. Like just throw it to Bam at the rim. Like let's see if he could get fouled or alley-oop. Like I I didn't get that. It was a strange play. He didn't really have a prayer on that one. I didn't like that play. But hard to upset me today. Heat are in the playoffs again. They earned it. Tyler Herro bombing it. And and I'll tell you another big one that he hit, honestly, in overtime, because even after all the Davion Mitchell craziness, gets off to the hot start, Trey still hit a 3 to bring it to within 3. Tyler Herro comes right back and hits a bomb. And I was just like, whew, that was good. I enjoyed that very much. Then there was a dive on the floor, loose ball. Tyler Herro gets the ball. Bam loses his headband. I was like, oh, we're reminiscent of LeBron, Game 6, losing the headband. But that's when Davion has the play of the friggin' game to ice that puppy. Really just an awesome night. His night tonight, what did he finish with, Mitchell? 16 points, 4 of 9 from downtown, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Monster. Haywood Highsmith tonight. Dog. Double-double. 12 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Absolutely friggin' awesome. Kyle Anderson, 5 points, but 2 of the biggest shots of the game late in that third quarter. Tyler Herro, another 30-piece. 10 of 21 tonight. 5 of 10 from downtown. 5 of 6 from the line, 8 rebounds, 7 assists for Boy Wonder. Awesome game from him. Kalel Ware in 21 minutes, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block. Bam Adebayo, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 5 blocks tonight for Bam. Dude, anytime he goes up against a Defensive Player of the Year, that's why I'm excited about the Mobley series, right? Because Mobley's talking a lot of that stuff. Dyson Daniels legitimately has had a great year. I'm not hating. And I'm not even saying that Bam should be Defensive Player of the Year this year. I just don't think there's a better defender on him. I don't think there's a better defender than him on the planet. There's just not. And it's unfortunate that it gets muddied by Heat record and all that stuff. But there's just genuinely not anybody who could do everything that. Not even Dyson Daniels can do what he can do. Mobley cannot do what he can do. Mobley's probably the closest to doing what he's able to do and also being asked what he has to do every night offensively for the Heat as well. But that's what speaks to how good Davion is too. Davion has had these games where he's hounding Trae Young, has Trae Young in hell, and is then also hitting these just nut check shots. Just awesome from him. But that was great. Just a full team effort tonight, man. Really nobody. The thing that I love about today's game, there's not really anybody you can look to the Heat and say that guy had a bad game. That guy had a bad game. Why was that guy? Really not. Burks didn't do much, but okay, he played 11 minutes. He wasn't killing it he wasn't destroying the Heat. He started. He was a token start. Davion Mitchell goes in there, and he was awesome. And then from the other side, Onyeka Okongwu, monster game from him. It was a really great game, back and forth. And you knew the home team was going to make a run back at it, that was going to be the case. But, between him and then Trae Young got it going late. Niang, he had a lot of big threes. LeVert had a pretty good game for them off the bench, although he missed a monster 3 for them late, wide open. Crazy. What a night, man. What a night. Miami wins 123-114, becomes the first 10 seed to make the playoffs, so winning 2 road games to get to the postseason. The Miami Heat schedule, so Sunday is the start. I believe 7 o'clock is the schedule start. Let me get this for you guys real quick. Heat schedule, Cavs. I believe it's... Here we go. Sunday, 7 o'clock on TNT and FanDuel Sports. Wednesday, 7:30, NBA TV and FanDuel Sports. Saturday at 1 o'clock in Miami. So Saturday the 26th, that's a 1 o'clock tip-off. And then it'll be Monday night, I'd assume, in Miami. So those are your first 4 for the series. Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, Easter Sunday at night. 2 days off, then Wednesday in Cleveland. And man, you take that first one and they got to stew on that for 2 days. Woo-wee. Then you get 2 days off till you get to the Saturday 1 o'clock game. And then a day break until you got Monday. So that is your first 4. Let's get after this thing, baby. Let's have some fucking fun, huh? We've had enough suffering. So let's have some fucking fun. That's what I want for the Heat fan. Enjoy this. Let's see. All the debate now is over. Do you want the picks? Do you want to tank? Hey, you got nothing else to do now. Even if you had the Army helmet on, we got nothing but a series to enjoy right now. Let's go see what these boys can do. They fought their asses off to get here. It was definitely the hardest path and most painful path possible to get here. Rocks in our shoes, shirt stained, wandering in the desert, but we're here now. In the postseason, Heat Nation. Let's enjoy this puppy. Great job tonight. Great effort from everybody. Heart was in your chest. Nervous. Squeaky cheeks. But they got it done. In overtime. Well done by the Heat. Let's see this Cavs series. Let's see what they can do.